Our next guest, Emmy-nominated actress Sharon Lawrence, is very familiar with Chapel Hill since she went to UNC Chapel Hill. She will be back in Chapel Hill playing the great Katharine Graham, renowned as one of the most powerful women in journalism in her day. The play is called The Shot. We're so happy to have you here with us in studio. North Carolina native, by the way.
Absolutely.
Welcome.
Thank you. It's so good to be back and to be seated here with you.
Absolutely. Katharine Graham, you can't say that name without thinking about Watergate. 50 plus years later, why is it so intriguing for us still?
Because Katharine Graham, as the publisher of a newspaper, did something very challenging. She took on the federal government. She stood up as the decision maker to put the journalism and the company, which was also television stations, at risk to defend the truth. And that was her credo. She learned from her father, who owned the paper, bought it in 1938, that the most important thing to do is to look for the truth and tell the truth as nearly as the truth may be ascertained. And when they discovered that, Bob Woodward and Carl Bernstein, this strange break-in, they followed this story. They found that it led to corruption all the way at the level of the White House.
Wow.
And the Supreme Court stood by them and required that the President of the United States, who was secretly taping the opposition, meaning the Democratic headquarters, they ordered him to turn over those secret tapes, and they put in place what we hoped would be a rock-solid precedent, which is that no United States president is above the law.
True.
He resigned, and things have changed, and yet what remains the same that we hope for is that a woman like Kay Graham, who was the first female CEO of a Fortune 500 company, found the resolve and the strength to stand up to power.
When you're on stage playing Katharine Graham, what are you trying to convey to the audience about this renowned figure in journalism?
That the woman that you see that I am embodying here was not always the paragon of strength. She was not always a leader. She was not always supported in all of her endeavors. She came from privilege, but she also had so many challenges, not the least of which was the fact that she didn't become publisher until she was in her 50s. Her father gave her husband the paper because no woman in 1948 would have been given that position. Her husband, who was beloved but also challenged with mental illness, was someone who not only was troubled, but his mental illness really affected her life, her children's life. And those challenges and the fear that she lived in for his illness and his behavior is what was oppressive to her, but also gave her the resilience to stand up when she had the opportunity.
And this is all familiar to you as well, because you always mention how the Mary Tyler Moore Show has impacted you. Your dad, Tom Lawrence, worked for us for several years. You're a daughter of a journalist. How much of that portrayal and that part of your life is on stage with you?
Well, for the first time, I'm able to use the degree that I got at Carolina. I'm a proud Tar Heel and a proud member of the Alumni Association and a recipient of the Distinguished Alum Award this year, which means so much to me.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. And to play a journalist is a full circle moment. I have said this before, and I think anybody who's in either the field of entertainment or journalism recognizes two qualities you must have for both, and that is tenacity and curiosity. So I've always been curious about how best to tell a story, and so is a journalist, and so is Kay Graham.
Excellent. The play is called The Shot. You will see Sharon Lawrence in it. We're so excited for you. Thank you for coming back.
We're sold out, but we do have tickets left on Tuesday night, our opening night, and even though the other performances are technically sold out, we're really proud and excited about that. You can call the box office, which I believe
we're going to tell them right now. The Shot runs from January 7th through January 12th. The show is sold out, as Sharon just mentioned, except for Tuesday night, but check the Playmakers website or the box office for information on rush tickets and other opportunities to get tickets. Sharon, it's always wonderful to see you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. It's good to be here. And thanks to everybody who's supporting the show and live theater in general.
Excellent.
Thank you.